First thing I want to mention are controls that you will need. Also, be sure to set your game to easy. Because that way you will have a little bit better luck during the game, and enemies won't do as much damage. I keep auto level up off because I need it. I need to be able to control what you get when you level up. The keys that you'll really want to be using a lot, or that aren't nearby, are actually quick save and quick load. So for me, I just have it set so that quick save is on caps lock and quick load is on X, because that's right next to WASD, which I use for movement. Previous and next menu can come in handy, so I'll mention them, but they're not necessary for the run. The rest of them that I would like to mention are like character screen and inventory, and actually equipment specifically, because character screen gets you to where you can level up, and equipment screen gets you to where you can change weapons and armor. So having those nearby will also help you quickly switch between, switch out old weapons for the new weapons once you get them. Hello, Lanstus. Welcome to the stream. Cancel combat is nice to have nearby as well, because there are some times when you don't want to fight. Actually, that's most of the time. So canceling combat actually allows you to try, at least, to avoid accidentally starting up a fight. Alright, I think those are the main ones to cover. You might want to look through here, find some other key bindings that you would like to change based on your preferences. Alright, so when we start the game, we're going to play as a male scout. Scout because they can get a implant and they have good let's see, what is it? They have good skill points growth, so they get a lot of skill points. I know Scoundrel gets a little bit more, but you also lose a lot of a little bit more health by going from Scout to Scoundrel. You also don't have the implant. We'll be saving most of our skill points until we become a Jedi, because the skill that we want is Persuade. And Persuade is not a class skill as a Scout, but it is for all Jedi classes. We go as male because it makes one very specific persuasion attempt much easier than if you play as female, and that's when you're talking with Lasho on Corbin. So, portrait doesn't really matter unless you really have a favorite. I kind of prefer Mullet Man just because he's awesome. It's a sweet mullet. Attributes, you want to go as much strength as you can get. For dexterity, you want 14, constitution 14 as well, and then the last two you can kind of put either in wisdom or in charisma. I really don't know which one's better, so I kind of put it in charisma to allow myself to have a little bit better persuade for the few persuasion attempts that you actually make. Alright, and for skills, we're going to put 1 point in security and 4 points in treat injury, and save the rest, and that goes all the way until we become Jedi. Alright, feats, we're going to want to get... We will be getting 2-weapon fighting, and... let's see, what else are we getting? Yeah, mainly 2-weapon fighting and flurry. So those are the main ones we want to look into. But since we'll be getting a level up on the Endar Spire, I like to put my first point in conditioning, simply because that way I don't have to scroll down during my first level up or my later level ups, because the other skills, other feats that I'll be getting are empathy and the upper levels of fighting and flurry. Alright, so we get conditioning. Name, doesn't really matter. And then timing starts once you hit play, right here. And right off the bat, we're going to be doing what's called a save buffer, which is just hitting quick save, and then in a sort of rhythmic fashion, but not with too long of a pause between the two quick saves, but also not too rapidly. So hopefully you'll be able to figure it out. It takes a little bit of practice to understand what's going on. Alright. And then we're going to start hitting the quick load button until it actually loads. Alright. So now that we've done that, we've skipped the first cutscene and also Trask entering this room. So we go over here to the footlocker, grab everything inside, and equip. Just the short sword is required, so don't even take the time to equip the clothing. Open the door, and you can talk to Trask. You don't want to walk past him, you want to talk directly to him. If you walk past him, that'll soft lock.
We've been ambushed.
So, for a lot of the conversations in the game, we're going to actually just spam numpad enter, which is over here. And that means that we'll just basically be selecting one throughout the entire game. Not the entire game, there are specific points where we'll actually change. And so after you talk to Trask twice, add him to your party, you'll walk down this way, you get caught by Karth, then you go to this door and unlock it. This is the only reason why we have a point in security. We're never going to use security again after this. Alright, so you want to try to distribute as much of the duties as far as defeating enemies between you and Trask. So tell Trask to use Power Shot as much as possible, and you use Flurry on another guy. We're not going to fight these two people, because all we need is what's inside of this footlocker, and just keep going. If any of you people in the chat would like to ask any questions, feel free. This is a tutorial time. Alright, so after that cutscene, we're going to equip Combat Suit and the Longsword. Walk out here, and then you're going to want to throw a frag grenade at the middle soldier. If you're lucky, which is usually the case, you'll kill all three. What I should rather say is, if you're unlucky, one of them won't die. So all you have to do there is take out those three people, and then the door's unlocked. So go straight ahead and watch this cutscene.
That was one of the Jedi accompanying Bastila. Damn, we could have.
Once again, split the duties between you and Trask. Alright, that was pretty good. And continue on to the bridge.
Yes?
Alright, so here you can actually walk ahead and take out those guys using a explosion. So you want to be as close to this door as possible once Trask finishes off those other two people. Hello, Ozda. Good to see you. Alright, so for our level 2, we're going to not use any skill points and get 2 weapon fighting. And now we're going to do another save buffer. This one's a little bit different than the last one because we actually have to do something. For me, I have R bound to the default action button. So the default action is pretty much what happens whenever you click on someone or something. For doors, you can see it's open the door. So if I press R, I'll open the door. But what I want to do is save, and then in the small window after you get back from a save, and then before you start another quick save, you want to hit R then. So, like that. And the door's open. So you can walk over here using 2 mouse buttons to move, and then quick load. This will skip Trask's cutscene, where he goes and fights Darth Bandit in there. So we don't want to watch that because that's slow.
This is
Then we continue down this path. Of course, Trask gets taken away from us in either way, so it's not like we get to keep him around. Ignore those guys, actually ignore everyone. Grab the parts and computer spikes, come to the panel, press 2 and then 3 to destroy the squadron of guys. What are they called? Squadron? That doesn't make sense. That sounds like fighters. Make sure you loot this guy's remains. He has the prototype vibra blade. It's the remains of the red guy. Alright. Oh, I was gonna actually split where I should split, but whatever. I forgot to split when Trask went away. I usually I've actually just recently added in these extra splits to give myself a little bit more information as to where I'm losing time. They're just there for your for an idea of what you might want.
good to see you up and set.
So to talk to Karth here, you just press 4, 3, 2, 5, and then 3, and just keep clicking to skip the dialogue. Grab what's in this locker and upgrade the prototype vibra blade, and then you leave. Alright, and once you leave here, you're going to do another save buffer, but it's also important that you use mouse move, so pressing both mouse buttons to move your character during this time, because you can actually get a little bit of a better save buffer, because there's 2 cutscenes that you really want to skip coming up. But the problem is you're doing it blind, so I'll show you what it looks like. Well, semi-blind. You can see like a frame or 2 once you save. Alright. Once you see that big droid pass by, you can actually start loading. And then you get on this side. So that actually skipped the Sith Patrol, as well as Lareem, which we don't want to walk towards them because we might get caught in the cutscene again. So that way you don't have to worry about talking to the Sith, which takes time, and Lareem, which is kind of useless. Alright. Now you want to just continue down this path and head to get the Sith disguise. We want to avoid this guy because we'll come back to him later when we actually have money. Another important part about the run is to have enough light side points to use a specific item that actually makes you a good bit more powerful. It's one of the lightsaber crystals. That's exactly right. That's about exactly what he says. Alright. So once you go into the apartments, take a left and walk around to these guys. Just mash through the dialogue and kind of walk over here so you pull out this, or aggro this guy out. What you want to do is not go inside, because if you go inside, they'll not want to come out. The reason that you don't want to go inside is because the prisoner will talk to you if you walk inside the room. But if you don't, he doesn't talk to you. That saves time. We ditch Karth in this, at that place, that apartment, after he ceases becoming useful. And also because we're going to be going alone here in a second. Alright, so continue down this path, and we're going to talk to the drunks and just mash through their conversation, so press enter. Mainly trying to learn KotOR 2 speedrun. It's nice seeing a story for the first. Yeah, that is really true. Save load buffering is a real pain to learn to begin with, but if you practice, you can get pretty good at it. So switch to the Sith armor here, as well as the prototype vibroblade. Actually, yeah, better minimum, same max. Alright, so once we get down, go down the elevator, we're going to take off the Sith armor and do another save buffer. So the easiest way to do this one is to kind of line yourself up this way, and then start moving using mouse movement, and then just start doing the save buffer. So walk, save buffer. Once you see that you're not fading back in from black after the save, you can actually start doing the quick load. And that skips the Hidden Beck versus Black Vulgar there. I do a few other speedruns, but by far the most popular is the KotOR speedruns. So for this one we want to say 2, 2, and then 1. That'll give us access to the Hidden Beck base. I think I have a link down in my the description of the channel to some of the runs that I've done. So for this, we're just gonna mash through that text, and then for Gaddon, we're gonna mash until we hear the beep. I think it's 10 times. So listen for the beep of selecting an option. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, after hitting it 10 times, we do OK.
Good choice.
That's 3, and then 2. 3 to give him the armor, and then 2 to leave the conversation. Beep, 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 beep. You might not be able to hear the beep because I have the game volume turned pretty low. But if you're playing it yourself, you can actually hear it. Alright, so walk around this way, and we're going to save buffer through this Canderous introduction cutscene. Oops. If you get turned around, you're usually okay. Just don't freak out. As long as you've started noticing that you're no longer fading back in from black after the quick save, that means you've skipped, or the cutscene is trying to activate. And when you quick load, you'll have skipped it. So you can go ahead and mash through that guy as well, because we have the documents that he needs. At the bottom of this elevator, we're going to do another save buffer. You don't have to move while you're doing it, but it does save a little bit of time if you do. You don't have to save much, just maybe 3 times. Hey Silver. Welcome to the stream. Alright, so after leaving the elevator, we're going to walk close to the edge. We don't want to walk too close to iGear because he'll talk to us, and we don't want to talk to iGear. And before we get all the way to this side over here, we're going to bring in Karth, and I guess we can level up. Don't have to. You can wait a little bit if you have enough health, but I'm running a bit low. So I'm going to grab Empathy and use none of my skills.
Hurry,
He'll never.
he will make it. Run, Hindar, run!
And just keep mashing through the
And if I
dialogue.
open the gate, they'll kill us all.
No! You can't do this! It isn't...
Alright. Alright, we want to make sure that Karth is actually attacking, because he likes to not attack at all. Sometimes it helps to walk towards the rat ghoul, because that forces him into a backing up animation.
You have to help me. Nobody else is gonna help me. Even the Becks won't help me.
Alright, Mission joins you, and you just smash through that conversation and accept her joining the party. I'm really low on health. I'm gonna have to use that advanced med pack. That bit of rubble there that I looted can potentially have med packs in it, or parts, which are both useful. So another interesting trick is if you use a med pack from, or is that you can use a med pack from the items menu. So just find it and double click it. 25 vitality, let's do that. Alright, so we're going to turn on solo mode. And walk over here. Open the door. Use alacrity and strength. I kind of didn't do that as optimally as I could have. Could have walked to the other door in between using the stems. Alright. Alright. Thanks for stopping by, Asda. Alright, this door is a little bit annoying. You want to get close to the middle, like stand right next to the middle, and then just keep clicking on it. Don't click the security because it's impossible. But if you just keep clicking on the door, then you'll actually eventually open it. The problem is that the game sometimes doesn't like where you're standing. It kind of wants you to move all the way over here and then back. It's just really weird. But if you keep clicking on it, then it'll work eventually. So, like most conversations, just mash through it. Oh yeah. Alright, and if you want, you can actually add Zolbar to act as like a meat shield, but that actually takes a little bit of time because you have to remove him from your party later. So I don't bother, unless I'm just getting really unlucky. Here I'm going to add Mission's Vibroblade to my weapons, so I have 2, and attack the weapons locker. If you're lucky, you'll get it open in one shot. And this locker gives us some good stuff, like the concussion grenades. After you open the locker, switch back to mission, and escape via the ladder. And then just walk back inside the sewers. Hello, Frank. Welcome to the stream.
Yes?
Alright, let's go ahead and do that. Heal up a little bit. Alright. I turned on solo mode again so that mission doesn't get caught by those rat ghoul.
You won't be able to get.
Alright. Mash through that short dialogue. And then after we get to the other side of this, we can remove mission from our party. Alright, so the path we want to follow is take the left door, and then take the right door. And that's it. Alright, I go on this side just to make sure I don't set off that frag grenade. Be sure to pick up the severed arm on the way. It has the synthesized odor that we need. Go to the corpse pile and give it a sonic grenade and synthesized odor, and hit escape to back out. And that'll take out the Rancor for you. Alright, and now we go on to the Black Vulgar base. Pick up that those med packs off that corpse. They will be useful coming up. Alright. What we want to do is go to the right. You don't have to take out this guy, but sometimes you can get lucky and take him out in one shot. We want to go into one of these rooms and loot one of the supplies, because both of them have the exact same thing in their supplies. It's a med pack apart and a computer spike. We just need one of them though. So go over here, open the door, and quick save in the corner. And now we're going to start throwing concussion grenades at the turrets. This is the first part of really annoying RNG in the game, or in the run specifically. What you want, of course, is to get all three stunned, but if one of them's not, then you have to try it again. It's about a 50-50 shot for each of them, so in total it's like 12.5% chance to get all three. 1 out of 8. This can take a while, but sometimes you get lucky. Hey, there we go. Sometimes you can get really lucky and have one of the turrets miss you if it doesn't get stunned, but then you have to leave, so you have to get super lucky twice, and I'm not willing to take that bet. Alright, I'm getting low, so I'm gonna go ahead and use another med pack. So we went down straight and then to the right, around the corner, to the back door, or back room. Open the garage head's desk and the supplies, and then this computer right here. The sequence we want to do is 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. And then we can leave. Actually, not quite leave. We can head to where we need to go. That shot again. Alright. So we'll go down the stairs and then to the right and then to the left. Go up to this door and do a save buffer right after opening it. So, like this. You can move forward as well. It kind of saves a little bit of time. If you don't successfully do that save buffer, it's not too much of a problem. Just hit 2s, like 2, 2, 2, 2, 2 as much as possible, and then just quick load. After getting inside, come back here. You can walk through the frag mine if you want, but grab the... well, never mind. I'll walk through it anyway. Grab the swoop accelerator, that's where I split, and then head back out. But we're not going to leave this area just yet. We want to go into the loading dock, because it has a lot of credits. We also want to take this guy out because, well, he's just here, so might as well. Alright, this is not so great. Alright, so he's about to shoot me, I think, so I'm going to save. Yeah. I waited a little bit too long. This is a pretty bad position for me. When you open the door, you want to get inside here as much as possible, but since I was way far over here, I'm usually in the middle, I couldn't get to where I am used to, so the patrol droid's going to get one shot in on me before I can do anything. So luckily, hopefully he'll eventually miss. Usually you won't. Oh, he just missed. That's good. Usually you won't have to worry about that. Ah, nice. And I got the concussion grenade. So the main idea here is stand here, open the door, walk in a little bit, then quick save. And whenever you load that quick save, you're going to have to pause immediately. But you should have enough time to throw a grenade without him doing anything to you, and just wait until that stuns him. then run over here, disengage from the battle, and open this strongbox. If you don't get it in 2 shots, then you probably won't be able to get out. I got it in 2 shots and I got out. So when you're leaving, you want to break line of sight with the droid as quick as possible. That's why I went around the left edge instead of going straight across, which would be technically faster if he missed. Alright, so I'm glad that happened because I quick saved right beforehand. Sometimes those turrets will be awake, even though they were stunned when you left them. That's why you always want to quick save before you leave down this, down that elevator. Because usually when you go through the second time, they will remain stunned. Alright, to leave the Vulgar base, we just take this door, take a right, and then go out the front. We're gonna have to use a med pack here soon. Alright, and it auto-saved for me. Ah, he's in my way. Guess I have to pay attention all the time. Okay. That's one reason why you want to know that you can use a med pack while from the menu. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to use a med pack while stunned. So that makes that instance a little bit less troublesome. Luckily, he didn't chain stun me. Alright, so we're going to go back into the hidden deck base. We don't have to talk to the guard a second time because she recognizes us. Alright, so we're going to run over and talk to Gadden and just mash through his conversation because,
You have returned.
it does exactly what we want it to. Get us into the swoop
Look of a
race.
racer about you. Just try to relax, and in the morning we'll take you to the swoop track.
Alright. Now we go talk to the race authority. Announcer, I guess. Just select the first option because that's the one we want. We just want to race. There are a few different paths that you can use. I'm not sure that they're significantly different enough from each other to warrant one path over the other. So just figure out a path that works well for you, that you can do consistently. And this is one that's worked for me, so... Ooh, that's a really good time. Huh, well... It's a pretty good time. I'll not be so excited. Alright. Radros, speed your time because it's plot. And we do it again. Beep, beep, beep. Yep. Less than 24 is really difficult. I don't know if it's possible in the first round to get less than 24, but it is possible on the second. And since I got less than 25 on the first round, I think I'm going to be able to get it. Although I was a little bit... Oh, there we go. No SRL in the title means that I won't be showing up on the Speedruns Live front page. Since I'm doing a tutorial, I felt that it was necessary, or beneficial at least, to just say, hey, I'll recuse myself from being on the front page because I'm not actually doing a speedrun. Alright, so after you win the swoop race twice, you're going to start fighting with Brejik. So just mash through all the conversations there, it doesn't matter what you say. walk back a little bit and then quick save, and then just start chucking grenades at Brejik. If you're lucky, you'll get 3 20s, or 2 20s and a 10 will work too. Nope, not lucky. Oh good, didn't take too long. He has 50 health, so 2 20s and a 10 would be great. 3 20s is excellent. So, loot Brejik so you get all Bastila's stuff, and then talk to Bastila.
Bastila, you're alive.
Alright, so what happens in this first conversation doesn't really matter, but you see where it just broke, and then we start talking directly to Bastila. For that one we actually want to say 2, and then leave. I'm going to bring Bastila with me because there's something that you might be able to do, depending on how much experience you have. Okay, good. We have enough experience. I've had a few runs recently where I didn't have enough experience for Bastila to level up. So what I'm going to actually do is level her up and control where it goes, which is going to be, the power is going to be Burst of Speed. Why? Because it makes you go faster. Why else? This is a speed run. So switch to Bastila and just have her run around. I guess we can also equip her lightsaber. Alright, so after leaving the apartments, we want to go to the cantina. Alright, I think a problem just arose. Yep.
Yes?
If this is one reason why even if I do have enough experience, I sometimes don't.
Yes.
I'm here.
Oh, jeez. Stop. Just stop.
I'm here.
Your party doesn't like to follow any of your orders or where you're going, especially if you're going much faster than they are. So
I saw you.
we talk to Kandros inside
Yes?
here, and then we just leave. Even if Bastila has speed, then the main character, the player character, may not follow behind. I haven't really figured out
I'm here.
what makes it to where he will or will not. So, another mystery. Alright, so this is where we talk to the bounty hunters.
Davix. Here,
Just go ahead and mash through the dialogue.
Let's make this quick.
Maybe I can help you. Here's 100 credits. So you want to give him credits. And I've actually forgotten to do something, so I'll just do it now. Usually I would just go straight down this path and come to the medical facility, because Zelka has something we want.
I see from your review.
Alright, so ask some questions. Actually, it's whichever one is I want to buy something from him. You already have enough money. Go ahead and purchase the nerve enhancement package, because it has an immunity that is a great boon to you. Keeps you from getting stunned by like force stuff. And go ahead and pick up an alacrity if you want. You can get some more if you'd like, but for now, I'll just get an alacrity.
What can I do?
We don't have the appropriate feats to be able to equip that skill yet, so that's fine. Oops, that was the wrong force power. After coming back here, we want to talk to the Ithorian, and the proper response is 2, 2, and 2. That'll give him one of your med packs, and also give you light side points. Very important. Oh, wow, never mind. Doesn't matter when... Doesn't matter what you're doing. Your party just never wants to follow you. Alright. Talk to Janice Nall, the owner of the droid shop, so you can get T3, 2, and then whichever one give me that droid for free is.
What?
It kind of goes back and forth sometimes. Add T3 to the party, switch to him, and unequip everything he has. And then, well,
Sure.
I would go ahead and remove them from the party, but they're a little bit too far away. Go back and talk to Janice, so that you can sell a whole bunch of things. Any repair kits you can sell, all your parts. Do not sell any computer spikes. Sell the short swords, the blasters, any blasters, and the 5 plasma grenades, Brejik's glove, Brejik's armband, Brejik's belt, the cardio package. Do not sell that. We just bought that. It's very important. And then anything from the improved energy cell on down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright. And now we head across the way so we can use T3 to open the door. I'm just going to remove him from the party and use Alacrity to go a little bit faster. In lieu of Burst of Speed, you would prefer to move faster using Alacrities. I think they give you 30%, 33% or so speed boost. Maybe it's 25. It depends on whether or not it's a hyper or a basic. And Burst of Speed gives you 50% movement speed. Alright, so once you're over here, add T3 to the party, move him to the door so he opens it, and then remove him from the party. He's useless in there. You want Zalbar and Bastila. Go ahead and give Zalbar the longsword that you unequipped earlier.
Yes?
What?
Alright. When you're talking to the receptionist, just hit 3 and 1. That'll
Yes?
allow her to leave without getting dark side points. Use her terminal. 1, 1, 2, 2. Okay, what you want to do is blow up those guys. But I don't have enough computer spikes. Why don't I have enough computer spikes? That's beside the point. Usually you'll have enough. I don't know why I don't. This is really confusing. Whatever. I probably missed something. Alright, so you blow them up, and then you hit 2 to go back, but it's 3 right now because I didn't blow them up. And then hit 8 to return to root and log out. Then we go ahead, use force speed. Hopefully they'll follow. Good. And hit this wall panel, the middle wall panel, and the last wall panel. So that's the first, the third, and the fifth. Alright. And then just keep going. He may or may not talk to you, finish talking to you. What you really want inside here is that. Hopefully I'll get some help, because I think Basila's going to die real quick. What I did there was I gave some stimulants, a strength and a battle stimulant to the main character and Zalbar, simply because they have the most strength and thus can do the most damage, or will most reliably do the most damage. Which is kind of what I do right before this battle anyway. Alright. So, just go ahead and get Zalbar and the main character fighting the droid, and let Bastila take care of the turrets because she has a lightsaber. That's not really going to help too much against a shielded droid. If the droid's not dead by the time she finishes him off, go ahead and switch her over to the Viper Blades. You'll want to do so anyway. She might be able to help. Alright. Kill the droid, because you'll have to kill it when you're leaving anyway. Because your people won't follow you otherwise. Alright. Here, we want to level up to 4. Always put attributes into strength, and then don't use skill points. So now I have implement level 2, and I can use this guy. Then switch to Zalbar, and I like to level him up as well, just so I can make sure he gets improved flurry. I'm going to give him strength as well. So, here we go.
What?
The Sith Governor. Just go ahead and mash through that dialogue. The plan here is to use a concussion grenade, a poison grenade, and a sonic grenade to stun him, poison him, and make him weaker. But only one of those happened, which is unusual. Usually nothing happens. He only takes a little bit of damage. And that should help this fight go a little bit better. But he can be a real jerk.
Sure.
So monitor your guys' health during this fight. Okay.
Sure.
That went pretty well.
Yes.
Yes,
Sure.
I'm here.
Alright, now we can leave. You want to loot both of the footlockers to the sides and his corpse, because that's how you get the, what are they called? Sith codes? Yeah. To be able to get off the planet. It's the plot item.
What?
I'm here.
Yep.
Don't turn back, Zalbar.
I'm here.
This time, only the main character got left behind. Oh, never mind. Now they're both left behind. This will light up when you can actually go through. The problem is that your party's too far away. So I'm going to return to hideout, simply because that will heal everyone back to full. And the reason I want to do that is because if you don't, then there's a possibility that Zalbar and Bastila will be weak when you bring them back for the next battle. Alright, so go ahead and talk to the Sith Guard, or try to open the door and just mash through, because you have the authorization papers to let you down. And just run past everyone. And go to Javyar's Cantina to meet with Canderous. Now, we're going to do something interesting after we talk to Canderous here. So, okay, let's join up, which is the second option. Add either Bastila or Zalbar, it doesn't really matter. But then, right after we hit OK, we're going to hit any of the quick menu buttons up here at the top. Preferably the map button, which is right next to the file or so button. Alright, and that gets us into the menu right before cutscene starts. And that allows us to change our party. So what we're going to do is take away Ordo's repeating blaster and remove Canderous for Bastila. It doesn't really matter who you take with you, as long as Canderous is not with you. And then do not hit Return to Hideout. If you do, you will soft lock the game. And now, one of, let's see, I think it's 3 cutscenes that we can't skip. Or skipping is very not beneficial.
The search for Bastila is taking too long. We cannot risk her escape.
But this one isn't too bad.
Destroy the
This isn't the
entire
worst one.
planet.
The entire planet. But there are billions of people on Terrace. We'd be slaughtering countless innocent civilians, not to mention our own men still on the surface.
Your predecessor once made the mistake of
Does it look like
questioning
Salkareth's
my
balding to
orders,
you?
Admiral. Surely
It's just
you
got
are not
really,
so
really
foolish
thick
as to
rim
make the same
of hair.
mistake.
Of course not, my Lord Malik.
I don't know.
I
Just
will
what it
do
looks
as
like to
you
me.
command, but it will take several hours to position our fleet.
Then
He
I
even
suggest
styles his
you
clothes
begin
after his
immediately.
balding hair.
You are dismissed, Admiral.
Yes, Lord Mayor.
Oh. Maybe it's because Malik is bald. Alright, so since we removed Canderous from the party, the conversation with
So, Canderous,
whatever this
I see
guy's
you
name
brought
is,
someone
Dabik,
with you.
will crash when Canderous is supposed to speak. Since he's not there, it just ends the conversation, and we can just go about our business as we see fit. Which just means going in here, fighting this guy, and
I'm here.
unlocking the torture, destroying the torture droids.
What?
I like to try to spread out,
What can I do?
as we were doing with
Yes?
both Karth and Trask before. Spread out the enemies amongst everyone. Once the torture droids are defeated,
I used to be the pilot of the Ebonhawk.
release the
That's
cage
I
and
know
just
the
master
codes
this
to disable the
conversation.
security system
Looks like Zalbar took care of him. Alright, so killing that, okay, use Bastila, Burst of Speed. Killing this bounty hunter is important because he has a computer passcard, which allows us to not have to use any computer spikes, which, as you saw, was a problem before. Go ahead and unequip any weapons that Bastila has, especially her lightsaber, because we're going to be using that later. Go to this terminal, use 1, 2, 2, 4, 3, and then head out the other door and then this side door. It's going to
Yes.
switch you back to your main
Yes.
character, but just switch back to Bastila. Now we can steal the Ebonhawk. Alright, so board the Ebonhawk, and we're going to do the same thing as before, which is click the menu button up here. Alright, and then just, you can go ahead and return, take Zalbar out of your party, but it doesn't really matter. And return to Ebonhawk. This will skip the cutscene
I've spoken
when
to
you are leaving, just as you're leaving Terrace, as well as skipping the cutscene that happens on board the Ebonhawk, and the
You there,
obligatory
Padawan.
fight
Why are you
scene,
not wearing
fighter
the customary
scene
robes of the Jedi?
on your way here. For some reason I still have Alacrity active, which is great. Alright. So the first time you talk to the council, we're gonna, well, forget to split every single time, apparently. We're just gonna keep mashing enter. Well, we don't have to because you can't skip this.
Me are Master Vrook, Master
Master
Vandar,
Vandar,
and of course the chronicler of our academy, Master
Alright,
Doran.
now you can mash.
Padawan Bastila, I am sure you are already familiar with.
Alright. This cutscene you can skip, but it's not beneficial. For some reason, skipping this one forces you to be sent back here after the Leviathan later, which is a big pain.
This morning's getting...
Alright, so just tell Karth whatever you want, because either way gets you to the party select. Just don't bring anyone with you. Alright. And now we're gonna do montage skip, another save buffer. We haven't done one in a while, but this one's a peculiar one because it's at the end of a conversation. So, I'll tell you how I do it. I kind of mash lazily through this one until I see this option. We don't have time for this. And then I know that at the end of this sequence, the guy in red will be talking. So when he's talking, I just start mashing the save button as fast as possible.
You must.
We must.
I can only hope you will prove
Hopefully.
up to the task.
That'll happen. So then you can, after you get it started, you can start doing it rhythmically again. And just do the load.
The path you have chosen to walk is difficult.
Didn't work this time,
Intent.
but
This
that's
training will prepare you physically
not,
for the demands of the order. Meditation will teach
not
you to channel
atypical.
the power of the Force.
Well, you'll at least see why you want to skip this. It's a 1-minute
You must
cutscene
open your mind to knowledge.
that is skippable.
Seek wisdom in the teachings of the great masters of our order. The
At least you'll be
Jedi
able to
is
see what
never
you're skipping.
alone. Others in the order will always stand by you. You and Bastila share a special bond. Do not be afraid to turn to her when you need help in your training.
The way of the Jedi is difficult.
It requires great discipline. Yet even though you are a mere apprentice, your potential is unlimited.
And your progress, amazing.
In all my years, I have never seen one who has mastered the initial training so quickly. You've done in weeks what many cannot do in years. I am honored to welcome you fully into the Jedi Order.
And by fully, he means as a Padawan.
Soon your apprenticeship will end,
Well,
and you will
not
be
quite.
granted the time.
Alright. So, let me actually show you what
When
you would be seeing otherwise. So, load, and you'd end up right here. Then you just go walk to Jar, and talk to him once, mash through it, then talk to him again, 1-1, and then you are in the Jedi code, which I've just forgotten for some reason. 63264. So 63264, and just keep clicking as you go through it, so you can keep pressing the buttons or the numbers. Alright, so notice one thing before we become a Jedi. I have 1 level up available. So instead of using that level up as the scout level up, we're going to use that as a Jedi level up. So just go ahead and talk to Dorak and mash through it, because Guardian is at the top and we want to be a Guardian. Now that we have a Jedi level, we can just dump everything into Persuade. We want 8. Then after this, we're just going to put everything into Treat Injury. For feats, we want I think it's this one. I think 2-weapon fighting is always better than improved flurry. So yeah, from now on, we're pretty much just gonna be going back and forth between 2-weapon fighting and flurry whenever we can. All right, for powers, we want burst of speed and valor, or is it energy resistance? We've kind of been going back and forth as to what it should be, or what would be better. Let's go with that. Why? Because the next one's just going to give us a power anyway, and we'll get all 3. That's fine. Now you can take off your armor and use force speed. Talk to Jar again. Key press input analysis thing. Alright, so assemble, and then equip the double-bladed lightsaber that you borrowed from Bastila, and talk to Jar again. What am I using for the key press input? Oh, yeah, that's right. It's called Noboard, N-O-H-B-O-A-R-D. I'm not sure where you can find it, though. It took me a while to find the key input thing. It's pretty awesome. Oh yeah, so after you talk to Jar again, you leave, and you have to talk to that droid on the way out, so you can just hit the default action thing. Do a save buffer right after passing a dumb LARP, the Rodian back there. I'm trying to skip this cutscene, but that was my fault. The key input analysis thing is called Noboard, N-O-H-B-O-A-R-D. I don't even know if it's an old version. I doubt it's been updated, but it works pretty well. Alright. Another jump. So a few tips about force jumping. Force jumping is, as you can see, a lot faster than just walking or using force speed. Force jump will only occur if you are in direct line of sight. So if there's a wall or a small-ish rock in front of you, you probably won't force jump. Alright, so you're going to go around into this hole right here. Also, you force jump by using a basic attack, a default attack. So either click on the guy or press the default action button, which in my case is R, and you'll force jump to him. You have to be, I think, 10 meters or more away from him. It's like, I think I'd force jump to the Cath Hound right now if I wanted to. But we're going to go talk to Juhani. What we're going to do, however, is save buffer into her area. And then quick load. And then talk to her. She thinks we've already defeated her in single combat.
You are
Since we have so much persuade, we can just mash through and save her. If you're strapped for cash, you can loot these two Mandalorians, and that's fine. That'll work. If you want, you can start heading back now or later. And by heading back, I mean just using the return to Ebon Hawk function. Alright, so once we return to Ebon Hawk, we can just go back and talk to both Jar and the Council, and then we can transit back to the Grove or the next area over, because that's where we're going to be going from then on. From there, I mean. Alright.
You have done.
Talk to Jar, then talk to Vandar, the Yoda knockoff.
It is good.
Smash through, select agree to the party, and then remove Bastila from the party, and then transit back. Alright, so see these guys over here? Don't mind the missing texture. You're going to jump to these Cath Hounds and loot the dead settler. Alright. And then continue on your way. The settler has a collection of items that are good, good to sell, which we'll be doing in a second. Alright. Run over here to the right side. Nope. And then approach the strange ruins. You can save buffer through this, but I'm not sure it's actually beneficial. Alright. It'll pop up saying, hey, you need Bastila, so just go ahead and accept. Open the door and turn on solo mode, and mash through the conversation. Move over here and search Nemo, and equip the Jedi Knight robe. Switch to Bastila, and position her in front of the droid. So, where you came in is that way. Position her close to the droid, but also facing this door. And then you're going to go down both sides to these terminals. Sequence is 353113 for the left terminal. And for the right, 353334.
Yes.
Alright, use force speed whenever possible. Alright, so the terminal on the left is, once again, 353113, and the terminal on the right is 353334. I will provide a link in the description of the
This must be.
whatever video, wherever I'm uploading this, with a link to a somewhere where I have all the dialogue sequences written down. Hello again, Frank. So you don't have to remember them all or just write them out yourself. Alright, so once you leave, you can remove Bastila from your party and return to the Ebon Hawk. Now we're going to sell a whole bunch of stuff to this guy, the guy right off the side. I'm doing alright. Thanks for asking. How about you, Frank? Let's see. So we're going to sell advancement, repair kits, security spikes, they're useless, clothing, a Jedi robe, the Ichani light armor, the light battle armor, these two vibroblades, this lightsaber, Ordo's repeating blaster. Do I need that anymore? I'm going to keep the grenade just in case I need it. I don't think I do, though. Go ahead and sell the neural band. You can keep the Verpine, though. Keep the strength. And sell the shields. And the adrenal amplifier, cardio package, and the improved energy cell. Hopefully I have enough. Yep. What you really want is the CNS strength enhancer. It's a great item that gives you 2 strength and 2 to all of your saves. Then you want to buy as many of the advanced med packs as you can get. I got all 5. Go ahead and equip the strength gauntlets, the Verpine headband, and the CNS strength enhancer. And head back to the council. Hey, Isaiah.
Ah, you have returned, young Padawan. Have you discovered what it was that Revan and... Return to your ship with Bastila, and we will summon you. Padawan, you have done well in discovering the stock...
Just smash through the conversation. Once you're finished, transit back to where you were, and then return to the Ebon Hawk again, and then just leave. Glad to see you here, Isaiah. Alright, go to the workbench and upgrade the lightsaber with the sigil crystal, which is the only crystal you have right now. I'm gonna go ahead and talk to T3 because I was low on programming spikes for some reason. Usually you don't have to do this, but for the sake of the tutorial. Alright, so at the galaxy map, we're going to go to Corbin. And right after we hit travel, which actually we can hit enter, we're going to click the menu button again. Oh wow, I have not done any of these splits. Alright, and then return to Ebon Hawk. It sends us back to Dantooine, but we can keep going and go to Dantooine again. Not Dantooine, Corbin again. I know what you mean, Isaiah. That's kind of why I've been unable to stream. So do that same thing again, open up the menu, and return to the Ebon Hawk, and now you're on Corbin. That skips some cutscenes. Alright, so hopefully you can persuade this guy. If you don't, then you might have to get some extra money. Alright, so this guy, he's a jerk. We want to say 2, 1, and then 3. And that'll give you some extra light side points. And we need all the light side points we can get.
Look.
Lasho's is going to stop us right here, so just mash through her dialogue. And then head outside. Alright, so talk to the Sith guard, mash through the dialogue, and head back inside. And now we can talk to Euthura and she'll let us into the academy. Alright, so right here I'm gonna use Force Valor and then save.
Is there some?
Simply to give me a little bit better chance of persuading her. So 3, 4, 2, 2. Yes, 2, 2.
Are you?
For that last persuasion, you want to make sure you choose the Persuade Lie,
Then
because that will allow you to keep as many light side points as possible. If you just choose the Persuasion option, then you get some dark side points, but you'll never know without checking the log. Alright, at your quarters, you grab everything in the footlocker. Go out here, talk to LaShow.
ah, there you
Not
are.
LaShow, Euthura.
My favorite.
The sequence here is 1, 1, 1, 1, 4, 2, 7, 5,
What do you?
and you don't want to talk to her
You
again. That actually completes just the random encounter that she gives you, and then also you learn the Sith code, so you can recite it to Uthar later. Alright, so after that, you walk across the way and talk to Kel.
Oh,
And just smash through the dialogue. You're just wanting to learn that he is not a Sith. Alright. Go next to LaShow, do the same thing, Force Valor and save. Talk to LaShow and 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. That's 7 ones, and then 2.
What? And that makes.
If it works, then good. Just go ahead and hit 4. If it doesn't, then you can use the sequence 2, 4, and then 2, 2, 4 to get out. Or to keep going. But that's only if it doesn't work, so it worked, so we can just leave quickly. Alright, so as we leave here, we're going to open up the menu like we did before. And return to the Ebon Hawk. And then transit back immediately. This actually skips another cutscene trigger with KotOR. Usually he wants to fight you. We don't want to fight him, so we'll just cancel his cutscene and just leave him in the dust. Use the Shirax to gain some distance, and then keep going. The only thing we're going to do outside of here is talk to LaShow and fight some Takata and loot LaShow's corpse. Get the holocron off of her. You may want to get add some people to
There
your
you-
party,
I've been-
but I kind of find that a little bit annoying sometimes. It's not as much of a benefit as I'd like. I'm gonna go ahead and level up. It'll probably help me with this fight. Alright. Make sure you get Affect Mind at some point. At some point on Corbin. Because you'll want it when you get to Manon. So once she talks to you again, you're going to say 2, and then 3, and then Fighter. Alright. Make sure you don't leave without grabbing the holocron. Alright, now we got it. Now we're just going to head back. Oh, there was a rock in the way. Didn't want to force jump. Luckily, the Shirax like to line up. Oh yeah, one other thing that I'm doing when I'm doing force jump. Usually I try to cancel the combat right before I hit the enemy, because that cancels out the animation that plays when you actually land on them and deal the damage. If you cancel out before that, then you can just immediately start running and just kind of use it as a quick boost of speed. Alright. Come back in and talk to Uthar. We're going to say
Greetings,
a long
young
sequence.
one.
So here
You
we
have
go.
much to do.
3, 1. 3, 1. And then 3. Where is it? 3, 2, 3, 4, 4. And then you have to answer a question. Victory by any means is desirable.
Well done.
False.
Go now.
There's a few questions. And then 3, 2, 2. And then that impresses him. The true-false questions at the end are actually is random. It's from a set of things. You'll notice that we got a little bit of dark side points there. That's why we got all the light side points to begin with, so that we can still use this quicker route and go ahead and use the better crystal later on. Alright, so when you talk to Uthar there, you just hit 3. And then here,
Very well.
4.
Go.
And keep going. You can try to jump to the raid, but it doesn't always work. Take it right and loot the skeletal human remains. It has some good monies and sellable items. Alright, and then go over here, loot this remains, because that gives you the best crystal in the game. You'll want to jump to the Terrence attack, use the lever, open the door, make sure you don't die, and go inside. Grab the cold grenade from the pillar of ice, and try to sneak by the Terrence attacks on the way out. Hey, it worked. Alright. Sometimes the raids will be up here that you can jump to them, but they weren't this time, so no worries. No worries at all. Go here, use the cold grenade, walk across. You might want to stay to the right or left side here, because there's a mine there that will mess you up. I really need to start splitting more often. But now you got the star map. Second star map down. Alright. Go ahead and loot the Sith statue because that's what Uthar wanted. Open the tomb door again and head out. Try to heal up and give yourself some stimulants for the upcoming battle. Any stimulants you have, that'll help. Then for this one you want to say 5 and then 1. And fight Uthar. Oh, I leveled up. So I'm going to use that to gain a little bit of an edge. It doesn't really matter, so go ahead and put it somewhere that won't get in the way. Okay. Loot Uthar. Why is she running away?
Uthar,
She's usually not going to run away. You use 1, then fight Thura. And then use 3 and then 2 to leave her alive, because otherwise the Sith Academy is going to fight you. And now we just head back. Chirac. Hiding behind a corner. Alright. You can keep running through until you get back to Dresde, the city on the other side. No, I actually got a different job. Since I finally graduated, I got a full-time position. It's pretty nice, but it takes a lot. It takes a lot out of me. So I'm usually not up for streaming at the end of the day, unfortunately. Alright, so now we're gonna encounter some random dude, because this game likes to give you random missions to do. Just don't worry about him. Then go in here and talk to the Zerka representative.
Greetings.
This is going to be our last shopping trip.
You.
Do 1 and 1 to go into the menu, and we're going to sell a whole bunch of stuff. So, sell the Senegar warsuit. Keep these two. You're going to use them later. Sell that, the droid disruptor. Any grenades you can sell. You don't need them anymore. Sell any headbands. That journal, it doesn't matter, it's free. The mesh underlay and the security domination interface. And now we're going to buy, important, these Achani battle stimulants. And hyperadrenal strength, and hyperadrenal alacrity, and hyperadrenal stamina. And maybe those, whatever, I'll grab 2 of those. What I really would like, though, is these 10 life support packs, and then as many advanced med packs as you want, time allowing. And then just leave. Head back out this way and use Return to the Ebonhawk to get back a little bit faster. Alright, and since we got a new lightsaber crystal, we're going to upgrade our lightsaber. In the empty slot, add the Solari. And if you have enough light side points, then you'll still be using your lightsaber. If you don't, it'll disappear. Just go back into the upgrade menu and remove that upgrade. So now we're going to travel to Manon. We're going to do the same thing with clicking the menu button at the top. And return to the Ebonhawk. And now we're at Manon. Go ahead and open the door and use a burst of speed. Add someone to your party. Walk through this place, open this door, and remove that person from your party. That just allows you to skip a specific long bit of dialogue inside that area.
Yeah, what? So.
Oh, I actually wanted to say something different. After the Sith guy walks away from the rebel, you can actually just say, I want to go. I think it's the last option, so you don't want to mash through the second bit of that conversation. So go down this path until you find this door on the left, and continue. This is kind of why you wanted this is one place where you want to have Force Persuade. There's also another place on Manon, so that's why you pick it up on Corbin, because Force Persuade doesn't really do you much good against Sith. 1 and then 3, we'll use Force Persuade to let you in without any money. Go off to the left of the island, and then through the door. Mash through that conversation and head to this area back here, which is the Republic Embassy. Alright, when you're talking to this guy, you want to start off with 3, but then you can just mash through the rest of the conversation. Then return to the Ebonhawk, because that gets you back very quickly. Do that trick again where you put someone in your party to avoid that dialogue. Then remove them. And this time you're going to continue on down the hallway. You're going to go into the 3rd hangar, which I guess might be the 1st, depending on how they labeled them. It's the hangar that actually has something inside of it. Yeah, docking bay 26A. And this is the dialogue that we were skipping on the other side too. Alright. Go ahead and go through the door and go straight to the transport. And hit 1. It's been a while since we did a save buffer, so we've got to do a save buffer. Alright, go ahead and go straight. Hold tight to this wall because there's a mine there. And you don't want to take needless damage. At this door, we're going to do open and then immediately quick save. And then move and quick save as well. So we're up against this wall. And then load. This thing that we're skipping is actually kind of weird because it seems to be based on both your position and how long you've been save buffering. Alright, go inside here, grab the module from the broken droid, and then head out the front door. And we're going to do that thing again, using the menu. Return to the Ebon Hawk, and then transit back. That cancels this conversation, where you get arrested. Being arrested takes time. We don't have time. So now, after we get outside there, we take a right, just smash through this dialogue, and open the door. You lose 20 credits, so what? If you want to take the time to save those 20 credits, hit 2, or anything other than 1. Doesn't matter. Alright, hang a right to go back to the Republic Embassy and just talk to the guy.
Have you met?
Speed through the conversation and go into the back to the left and then into the submersible. Alright, so I've kind of been noticing that the load times are getting longer, so I'm actually going to do a hard save here and then close the game. This will clear out the memory that it's been using so that it can run a little bit smoother. The main problem is that the game has a memory leak, which will eventually cause the game to crash. Just mash through this guy's conversation and continue on down the left. Then we're going to jump to some droids. Take this door on the right. Try to jump to a cell cath. And walk through this door. And just keep going. Don't stop for anyone. Take a left after this door. Then grab the environmental suit. Oops. Okay, we got it. And go through the door. Grab the footlocker over here. And then while you're doing that, switch to hyperadrenal alacrity and use it while you're opening one of the doors. Use burst of speed right before you open the pressure door, and begin the airlock sequence to leave. That was quite a bit of stuff going on, but you can go back and rewatch to catch all that I was doing. The reason that we used both of those movement speed stimulants, the burst of speed and hyperadrenal alacrity, is because your stimulants can run out down here underwater, and that's the worst because you move so slowly down here. So we want to make sure that we have backup when our force speed runs out. Force speed only has a duration of about 30 seconds, depending on, like, maybe not 30 seconds, but give or take. depending on when you go through loading zones, and sometimes it gets stuck on forever. But hyperadrenal alacrity has a duration of a few minutes. So that helps out quite a bit down here, because you're not going to get across the ocean floor in 30 seconds. Alright. So you want to minimize the number of times that you have to use the sonic emitter. So for that last pair, I kind of waited until I had no more time to wait to kill the other shark before he ate me. Grab this footlocker to make sure you have more computer spikes. And then start clicking on this force field and just keep clicking. That'll make you try to open it, and then use force persuade to get them to listen to you. If you're quick enough, you can actually save buffer this conversation. Just skip it. Might save a little bit of time. Haven't really timed it though. I didn't re-equip hyperadrenal alacrity, but that just means it'll run out, so you can see how slow you actually go underwater. Detrimental for a speedrun, but this isn't a speedrun, this is just a tutorial. And I keep forgetting when to split. Oh well. Alright, so for this panel, we're going to do 1, then 2, 4, 2, 5, 4, 5, 2, 5. And just keep walking down. Walking down the street. Yes, it might be a little bit faster to simply pump toxin to kill this sea beast, but that would potentially give us too much dark side points, or remove some of our light side points so that we can't use our lightsaber anymore, and that would be terrible. Then we wouldn't be able to fight as easily. Simply that the Solari crystal is the best crystal in the game, at least that we run across. Not only does it have good stats, but it also gives you a bonus damage against Sith, which helps against the final boss, because, you know, it's Malik. You're telling me. Echolocation. Luckily, it hasn't run out yet, the alacrity. Doesn't look like it's going to, but needless to say, it's tortuously long. Otherwise, all right, we're out of there now. So go ahead and use force jump to these patrol droids, and then just exit the way you came. Oh, I didn't even split when I recognized that I wasn't even splitting. Wow.
You've returned.
Alright, for this upcoming conversation, we're going to allow the conversation to go past, but after the next area loads, we're going to want to open that menu again. This will skip the second courtroom scene. So return to the Ebon Hawk, and then enter the Ebon Hawk and leave. We don't have any new items to equip. So just head out. Next we're going to Tatooine. So we're going to do the same thing again, and we're going to open that menu, return to the Ebon Hawk, and do it again. Oh, wow. That really sucks, though. Not knowing that you had to get the sonic emitter? Man. That's rough. Alright.
Welcome.
Go ahead and talk to this guy and force persuade him not to give you the not to have to pay the fee. That's 115. And then go ahead and mash through that guy's conversation. He gives us the lovable Giska. We're gonna want to stop here at the Zerka office to get a hunting license so that we can go hunt Tusken Raiders. Mash through the first conversation, and then you want to say, I forget. Oh, I'll remember that.
Can I help?
11132. That'll give you the license. Then you're going to do a force skip. What I do is Shift 4, which is my force button. 4 is my force button. Shift 4 cycles that button. What I did there was I did Shift 4 and then hit 4 to use Force Valor. Using a force power has the potential to skip certain conversations from starting, and this is one of them. So if you use a conversation right after you load into this area and use this force power, you'll skip that conversation. Yeah, long-winded explanation. But we're getting into some new tricks. So here I'm going to do a save teleport, which is just holding down to the mouse move and then pressing quick save. Similar to what we were doing before, but this time it actually teleports us. We want to teleport past this line that kind of connects this wall to this wall, so that wall to this wall. Skip over that so that we don't activate these Dark Jedi. If we teleport across it, then we'd never actually come in contact with the trigger line, so that way we can just walk past. I'm actually surprised that save teleport worked, because it was rather short. A short teleport.
No one.
Talk to the gate guard so we can leave. And then we're just going to head on towards this right side of the sandcrawler. Don't want to go too far out because we're going to we would run into a Tusken Raider group. But if we are able to just kind of walk real close to this side, not too far out, we'll skirt by it. Go onto the side and then head about right here. Go ahead and reapply Burst of Speed, and then apply that one and the other one. And we're going to use an Achani Stimulant and a Strength and a Stamina. And then we're going to save and jump to this guy in the back, that guy right there, and just kill him. And then loot his corpse, because he'll give us the bantha fodder and sand people clothing we need later on. So go ahead and equip the sand people clothing once you go through the loading zone. Go a little bit to the right, and hopefully, nope. You can avoid this sand people ambush, but it's annoying to get right. I think I've only done it once or twice. I think I went too far to the right there. But in any case, just head towards the Enclave. Since you're in the Sand People outfit, they're fine with you walking by. They don't notice the lightsaber. Alright, go ahead and open the door and switch back to your knight robe. And go ahead and enter in. What we want to do is avoid fighting anyone and kind of just go straight for the chieftain. This is a bit of an advanced strat, simply because I'm able to watch my health pretty well. Go ahead and get advanced speeds over anything else. Grab everything that the chieftain had on him. Try not to get caught by anyone else on your way out. I'm not sure. I think they actually gave a reason why the ambush happens. But I don't remember it. I don't remember why they attack you even if you have Sand People outfit on. And I'm pretty sure if you bring those guys close to the Enclave guys, the Enclave guys will help you fight them off if you're in your Sand People outfit. Alright, so up here we're going to try to do another save teleport. See that guy up there? That guy's name's Hunter. We don't want to see him die. You know, walk into the... It's right about there.
I'm tired of waiting, Cole.
Never mind.
How big can this dragon of yours be?
Dantooine Enclave. Did I say Dantooine? Oh well. You can do a save teleport past this guy's trigger. That guy's cutscene trigger to skip that cutscene, but you also have to do it on the way out as well. So it's a little bit difficult to get. For this guy, just do like 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 3, 1. That's fine. There's just 1, 3 randomly thrown in there. Oh yeah. Split. Once you talk to Comad, the Twi'lek over there, we want to go to the Bantha and talk to them. Then we'll have to fight some guys. Just jump to the person and then use Flurry to take him out. Jump to the singles first, so that you don't have to worry about you're not getting caught by a grenade. The reason why you can't just quick save buffer to get inside the oh yeah, good point. I guess I'll mention that. If you walk up to this cave, then the Krayt Dragon will eat you. But you can quick save buffer inside of there. However, there's a catch. There's an invisible wall surrounding the Krayt Dragon, so you can't get past him to get to the star map that he's hiding. Alright, so this is why we actually have to talk to Comad and hunt the big game. Alright, just mash through this second conversation. Right. This first corpse has a Jedi Master robe, which can be beneficial. That rubble has a violet crystal, which is not beneficial, but is very cool. That's exactly what made KotOR great. Talking to banthas, waddling past sharks. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and equip that master robe, and we see that we have a guest. But we don't really want to pay attention to him because, well, he's not very nice. Go towards that right side over there, and then do a quick save teleport across his cutscene trigger. That means we don't have to fight Bandon either. Alright, whoops. That's weird. What about the dewbacks? I want to ride one. That would add some great replayability. Ooh, what if they had swoop races, except instead of a swoop, you're riding on a bantha. I mean, dewback. Either way, that'd be fine. Alright, so after finishing up Tatooine, again, I forget to split, we have a Crate Dragon Pearl, which we're going to add in place of the Sigil Crystal to get a really good lightsaber. Alright. And now we're going to try to go to Kashyyyk. And we don't have to do the menu thing here because we actually get caught by the Leviathan. And we can't skip any of these cutscenes.
What happened? What's going on?
Sith interdictor ship. They must have been waiting for us on the hyperspace route. We're caught in their tractor beam.
Do you recognize the ship?
It's the Leviathan. Saul Carrath's vessel. I owe it to her.
Alright, so 1, and then you get to choose who you want to send. We want to send Juhani, so it's going to be 4 and then 2. Juhani is actually the fastest, I think.
Karth, it has been far too long since we last spoke. I see the recent months of...
I think Jolie might be a little bit faster, but we don't have Jolie.
Enough.
Sorry about that. Had to cough. Go ahead and skip through all this dialogue, and then you get Juhani. I'm not sure... No, she doesn't... she hasn't been leveled up yet, so she does not have burst of speed. So, I'm just going to go ahead and auto-level her up. Oops. Auto-level up. Switch to speed, and then run. Jump to that guy, and then go to the store over here, grab the footlocker. Alright, so what I'm going to try to do is... Nope, didn't work. I was trying to use a force power right when that cutscene started, which would actually cancel the cutscene, but it doesn't happen all the time. Alternatively, you can actually do a save teleport past that, but I've had some weird effects from that, like the game crashing whenever I go down the elevator on the other end. So I just always let that cutscene play out. And now we get to play with companions, which is the worst part of the game. Go ahead and equip everything that you already had. And then give Karth the prototype and the missions vibroblade and the combat suit. Give Bastila a robe, the vibrosword, and the Sith lightsaber. Go ahead and auto-level up both Karth and Bastila, and then hope you have a good Leviathan. If you didn't skip this guy, you can use him as a jumping point. This guide is for the SRL page? Is it? Not that I know of. Didn't know that. We want to go to the bridge. Didn't know that there was like SRL page guide. I'll look into it though. So what we want to do here is run as fast as we can past this guy. Hope he does not shoot us and instead throws a grenade, which he did, which is great. Kind of watch behind you to see if your parties do anything untoward. Open this armory door, go over to the side, grab the space suit, and then run over here, open this armory door, check again, make sure you got both your party members. We do, which is great. Go over to this door, save, check, and then hope you don't get stunned like that. Alright, we're gonna have to improvise a little bit. And hope they don't target Bastila.
How'd you like that?
If you're playing as your main character, this door would be no problem. But since you're not, Bastila has a lot of trouble.
Sure.
So Karth is doing a jig, but I think we're okay to keep going.
Yes?
Yep. The longest walk. This is a nice peaceful break in the middle of a terrible level. The problem with the spacewalk is that you can't use any stems or force powers to speed it up. All of your buffs are removed once you don the spacesuit. So even if you stack up beforehand, they're all gone, and you're still moving this slow. But at least it's not too long. Alright. You have to re-equip everyone because they were unequipped.
Yes?
Go ahead and heal up if you need to. I do, so I will.
Yes?
And you can also stem up a little bit. Don't tell anyone. And use extra stem, force power stems as well. Oh, KotOR 2 spacewalks are super silly, but they're amazing because they're so fast. They identified a problem in this game. Spacewalks are slow. And they solved it by making them ridiculously fast. I love it. Luckily, you only have to do it once in the speedrun, though. Or is that unfortunate? Alright, so we're gonna go to one of the most temperamental save buffers. So I'll tell you how I do this save buffer, but you might find a better way to do it. Right after I hit R to open the door, I immediately hit save, quick save, and then right when the screen comes back from that save, I save again, and then I load. I only save twice. Didn't work. But that's why I do a hard save beforehand.
very resource.
Because if you fail, then it's probably just going to crash on you. Or it'll softlock on you. There's a few outcomes that can happen. But I did a hard save beforehand, so we can do it again. Alright, that's what it's supposed to look like, and this is the result. Sol does nothing, and you can just go up to the computer terminal and open the docking bay doors. How? KotOR 2's spacewalk is easily skipped with a quick save? Which spacewalk? Because you still have to do the one on Paragus. You just do a quick save in the middle of it, which is not part of the spacewalk. You want to try to not get caught by that guy, but Karth is being an idiot. But it doesn't matter. You're usually going to have to fight him anyway. Alright, so after you get back from the bridge, keep going down this way. What's the point of programming a new destination? I'm not sure I understand the question. Go ahead and kill these two guys as well. Oh, yeah, you're right. Alright, so now once everyone's on the elevator, we can go to the hangar, which is the third. Canderous wants to talk to us, so we talk to Canderous. And then we just run. Oh, I don't know. I actually have no idea what that does, or if it can even be done. Because some terminal options won't work even if you have the spikes for them. That's a good question. I wonder if it does anything. Maybe Dantooine doesn't get blown up. Oh wait, I think they already did. Yeah, good point. We'll see what happens. Try to remind me. We'll figure that out, if it's even possible. Dun dun dun. We are Revan. You could just mash through this conversation, I think. Yep. Just mash. Now I just want to fight Malik. You can't remove anyone from your party on the Leviathan. That's what makes it so terrible. Even if you could, this cutscene at the end requires that both Bastila and Karth be there. Otherwise it'll softlock, which has happened before, with Karth just dying, actually. If there are some instances in which Karth can die from Malik's forced push that he does before he laughs at him because he's an idiot. So if Karth dies from that forced push, then he won't show up in this cutscene, and the game will crash. Or not crash, it'll softlock. It's really weird.
I'll hold Malik off. You two get out of here. Find the Star Forge.
No!
No. Alright, and here's the only required fighter segment in the game. So the main idea for fighter segments, if you have to do them, is to shoot very often facing forward and slightly move up and to the left when you start out, and then follow the guy who's turning to the right, or turning farther left on your end. Then just hunt down the rest of the two. The remaining two, that's what I mean. Hey, Build! How you doing? That conversation after the fighter segment, you can just mash through. Nothing of importance happens there. Alright. It's one of the few times that you actually spawn on the Evanhawk in the run. We're on Kashyyyk, so, in any case, we really don't want to bring anyone with us. Docking fee, which is 1, and then 1, and then 1. Just mash through that conversation. You'll be fine. Now for the second worst level in the game, which is Kashyyyk. Why? Because of, yet again, required party members.
Hold here.
For this guy, you want to say 4, and then just leave. Oh man, that sucks build. Although, you haven't really run it too often, so...
This is...
for this guy, you want to say 5, just run between them and beside this mine. You can do some fighting against these guys. You're going to have to come back and kill them later anyway. But don't kill them all, because you kind of want to use them for jumping points. They're very nice for that. Go to the left up here. Hug this wall, just in case you want to turn around and fight the guy behind you. And we can do another save teleport to skip those guys. We'll have to do it on the way out as well. Taunt to the Wookiee and mash. And again. After this conversation, we're going to do another force cancel. So I'm going to split there and use Valor. It just cancels a small cutscene where you're leaving the what is it called? Yeah, leaving the Wookiee, chieftain house, whatever it's called. I don't know. Wookiee culture. Oh, missed that save teleport, but that's okay. Now we're gonna head down to where we weren't before. Make sure you watch your health when you're running past these Kinrath, because they can do a lot of damage to you really quickly. Mainly because there's a lot of Kinrath. Alright, you're not gonna want to jump to this guy, you're gonna want to jump to that guy, right there. Come on. Thank you. Hug the right side and you can sneak past these guys. And then talk to the Wookiee. And I forget what to say. I think it's 2. 2, yes. Alright. You don't want to go straight for the corner, because if you do, then the KotORs will sometimes move towards you. And that means he'll block off that small path that I took. If you walk a little bit closer to the KotORs first, then they won't move as much. So then you can actually take that small shortcut, instead of having to run all the way around him. Instead of following Jolie to his hut, we're going to go over here and finish his quest that he's going to ask us to do before he'll help us, before he asks us to do so.
Who are you?
1 and then 4, get you out of that one. Talk to this guy. 1, 1, 3, 1, 2. And then talk to the device and just mash. Second guy is actually a little bit different. 1, 1, 2, and then mash on the device.
What?
And there we go.
Run! Run!
There is a strat. I've never done it, so I don't know how effective it is. But when you're talking to the head guy for these Zerka bounty hunters, or Zerka hunters, or whatever they are, you can get a mission from him to kill these little monkeys, tack, and collect glands from them. But that simply makes all the tacks enemies, so you can potentially use those as force jump targets. Just mash through the first part of Jolie's dialogue and then tell him you're leaving. I don't really know how many times you need to say it to mash before you can say you're leaving. Then accept Jolie in your party and then turn on solo mode so he doesn't get in the way. But yeah, as I was saying, you can make the tack hostile to you so that you can use them to force jump everywhere. But my worry with that, although I haven't tried it, so I'm not sure how effective it is. My worry, though, is that you're going to try to target the tack that are behind you and end up jumping backwards. Oh yeah, by the way, the correct sequence is 2-2 there instead of mashing like I did absent-mindedly. I'm going to wait a little bit here to try to get the Wookiee to start fighting the Mandalorian when I approach. If you just run straight into them, they won't be fighting when you arrive, and that means the Wookiee will start running towards you, and then you have to wait for them to meet back up again. It's just wastes a little bit of time. Although you waited a little bit to get them in the right position. I'm not sure if it saves time, but it makes me happier. Alright, so go past there, jump to the Kinrath here, and go through the wooden log. Take a right, and then an immediate left. I don't know. You might be right. Talk to the droid and just tell him to give you the star map. That's where I split sometimes whenever I remember it. Teresian Ale. Okay. Jolie's going to want to talk to you after that.
Well,
turn off solo mode and then level up Jolie. Go ahead and auto level him up. And I'll level up as well. So I have feats, so I go ahead and get the Master 2 Weapons Fighting. Make sure you get Drain Life. This is very important. Very important. Drain Life is used for the final battle. If you do not have Drain Life, Kill Droid, or something of that nature, like throw a lightsaber. There are a few powers that you can have, but you need at least one of them, and the best is actually Drain Life. You need these to be able to destroy all the captive Jedi that Malik has, so that he doesn't just go around re-healing like every time you get him low, and it also refills your health and your force power. Alright. Luckily for this section, we can leave Jolie behind, so go ahead and turn on solo mode and just run to the Wookiee. You don't see it. You don't. Yeah, yeah. You don't have to have it, but in a speedrun, you would lose minutes for not having it. Because you had to defeat Malik like 10 times, is it? I don't know. Oh really? You can use force push? I never realized that. I know you can use shock, like force lightning. You want to make sure that you have gotten out of combat mode, which means you put your lightsaber away before you can talk to this guy. Just mash. You'll get through. Okay, it is 8 times. Okay. I was a little bit hyperbolic. But yeah, you can use throw lightsaber, advanced throw lightsaber. Kill, I think, will work. Shock will work. Destroy droid will work. Drain life and death field will work. I don't know anything else. Alright, so the reason we're actually killing things now is because Jolie. Otherwise he'll just get left behind, and we don't want that. Because we can't leave. So try to aggro as few people as possible. Hey, that was actually pretty good. Oh, Julie, don't go back there! You're crazy! You can't take those guys on your own. Senile old man. I think my first run of this was close to 3 hours. Don't do that. Don't do that. Jolie, sure. Stop it. Stop it. Jump. Alright, once you get this close, you can just walk through the door. The problem with saying how long my original run of KotOR took is because the problem with that is because I actually learned it in segments. So I learned up until Dantooine. I learned up until the Leviathan. So there wasn't really... I didn't really just go whole hog at the start. After Corvin, you can just... or Sheik, you can go all the way over here and fly to Starforge system. Once again, we're going to use the menu trick. So, open the menu, return to Ebon Hawk, and then head back to Lahan. Or just the Starforge system. And you won't... oh, wow, never mind. I got a little bit unlucky there. I had a unexpected fighter segment. Alright. Head out and bring no one with you. And since you skipped that cutscene, you end up on this side of the Rakatan warriors. Don't ask me why. But that allows you to skip that cutscene, the Rakatan cutscene. Alright, we're almost there. For these guys, I guess 1 and then 3 will work. I kind of just remember most of the dialogue choices, so I remember them when I see them, not necessarily before I see them. For this guy, I think it's 5 1s and then 5s. I don't know. Beadur comes in the second one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, then 4s. 4, 4. Okay, 5 1s, then 2 4s. Okay, after you regain control, you want to run all the way to the right. So just run right. Don't worry about getting hit. Pause right here, quick save, quick load, and then pause right when the game gives you control again. Quick saving and quick loading actually cancels combat mode, so you can just go ahead and talk to the Elder Rakaten. Don't have to fight anyone here. Alright. Over here. Grab the ship parts. So, for reference, that's where the Elder Rakaten was, and then over here is the ship parts. So, and this is the hallway you want to leave it down. Now you can actually start using save teleports for actual distance. Well, I'll rephrase that. It depends on your system. It's unfortunately system dependent, which means we might come up with a rule that restricts the use of save teleports. You can actually do a force skip here to skip this cutscene. It's really stupid. But yeah, since we don't know exactly what causes good save teleports versus bad save teleports and why or whether or not it actually is hardware dependent, it just really seems like it is, we may end up adding a restriction on save teleports. But I don't know. Maybe not. There's not enough people running the game to actually warrant that sort of thing right now. Alright, so if you run out of that load quick enough, you can get past those guys without them actually attacking you. You haven't been able to get any save teleports build? That's unfortunate. Luckily, however, they're only useful for 3 places, like for actual skips. Go ahead and spam to get inside this settlement. Wow. My throat is dry. For this conversation, just keep spamming, and then they'll walk away for a while and then come back. Hang on, I gotta drink something. Better? No. I guess not. Go ahead and spam through this conversation as well. And now you can leave. I've actually never been able to get a save teleport on Terrace build. For that I use save buffer, which may be what you're talking about. Save teleport simply entails holding down both mouse buttons and pressing save. Sometimes you'll get shot forward real quick. Sometimes you'll just get stuck where you're standing, not gain any ground. You can spam through this guy as well, and chant along if you'd like. You know the words.
Wait.
Right. I know the words. Alright, here we want to open the menu again. Don't worry if you missed that, because you can open the menu at the start of the cutscene that follows this. We want to remove Juhani from the party, and that's it.
Lord Malak, the preparations are nearly complete. Every day, the
Wow.
Starforge adds more ships to our fleet, which is operating at nearly 300% of our projections. The fleet is
Well, I
assembling
hope
around the Starforge and
save
awaits your instructions.
buffering isn't also hardware dependent. That would really be annoying, because that trick is used everywhere.
To our enormous fleet, we shall be invincible. Then we shall begin our final conquest.
It's used on all but the last level of the Starforge as well, so you have that to look forward to.
As you wish, Lord Malak.
As you wish. Alright, so how I like to tackle the temple is to go left first. Make sure that Julie's following me. This is gonna be bad. Yeah, he's already stuck again. Julie. Come on, Julie. Julie! Psst. Julie. Julie. You can do door triggers, but not line floor triggers. Alright, so when we get to this temple door, the one in the back, we're going to want to switch to the prototype Viper Blade and missions Viper Blade. Sometimes Karth will keep one or both, in which case I just use the Chieftain's Gaffy Stick. Wait, why am I not using the Chieftain's Gaffy Stick all the time? 9, 18, 15, 13, 11, 18. Never mind. Always use the Chieftain's Gaffy Stick. It's more powerful than these guys, unless you've upgraded it a little bit more. So I'm just going to use the Chieftain's Gaffy, because whatever. You can't do quick saves in Xbox, so yeah, he's using Xbox version. No, he's using PC version.
Yes? Sure.
The reason that you switch is because you want to have physical damage to deal with those guys' shields. No. I don't think this is a good game to speedrun. I tell you that at the end of the tutorial for it, yes. I know. I mean, it's a fun game. I find it really fun to speedrun, but if you want a good speedrun, it's probably not that. For my considerations, it's just got a little bit too many random elements, and it's kind of long for what it is. 1, 1, 2, 1, 2 will get you access to the upper levels. Alright, here you can actually turn on solo mode and leave Jolie there. I will agree with Slowking there. I like KotOR 2 better as a speedrun. Now notice I took the right path this time because the left path no longer has droids. This one has a droid that I can... well, never mind. Sometimes force jump to. Oh well. Yeah, it is a lot to remember. Alright, here I'm just gonna attack one of these guys and continue. Now since we have Jolie right here, we can go through this door up top without having to worry about him following us all the way back through the temple. Oh, I can level up, so might as well. Go ahead and get Master Flurry whenever you can. I already have Drain Life, which is great. And, whatever you want. The last power doesn't really matter. You can mash through Bastila's dialogue. And just fight it. And then mash through the subsequent dialogue as well. I think KotOR 2 is better because it's more broken. That's why. Any percent in that game is close to an hour 20 minutes It's actually a little bit under that, simply because you can skip half the game. Not yet, man. I've tried to get it running on my PC, but I have not yet had success. I would like to look into learning those, though. Okay, you can just run past that guy. Drilly's close enough so you can leave. Lanstus, I will be doing a KotOR 2 tutorial later this week. Just so you're aware. If you're interested in learning either one or two. Well, if you are looking for a RPG run that's not 6 hours or more, or something like that,
You're back.
then
Is she alive? What happened inside that temple?
then either KotOR game would be right up your alley. Alright, once you get sent back to the Ebon Hawk, go ahead and use force speed and go through here and repair the hyperdrive. Go back to the front, and then we're going to start the long, drawn-out, unskippable cutscene. Travel to the Starforge.
The Republic fleet must have gotten the message I sent.
Elite Force 1 always crashes on startup for you. For me, it always got stuck on the movie that plays at the beginning when you start up the game. It would get stuck on that screen and wouldn't be able to... I couldn't see any of the main menu stuff, so unfortunately haven't found a solution for that yet.
Maybe we should pull the fleet back and retreat. I don't know if we have the firepower to go up against this alien technology.
You can't do that, Admiral. The Starforge is a factory of immense power. It's been churning out the capital ships, snub fighters, and assault droids that have powered the Sith war effort. You have to destroy the Starforge now, or you'll be fighting an unending wave of reinforcements.
Then I guess we have no choice. But it isn't going to be easy.
Oh man, I don't know if I could do that, Echo. 10 hours? Ugh. When I started running KotOR 1, it was already at about my limit, 3 hours. I really don't want to do anything that's more than 3 hours.
We suspect she's somewhere on that space station right now, using her battle meditation.
Luckily, KotOR 2 ended up being shorter.
This is Master Vandor. A number of Jedi Knights have joined our fleet under his command.
If Bastila is using her power to augment the Sith, then Malak's fleet is invincible. Our only hope is to somehow stop Bastila from using her battle meditation.
How can we do that if she's on the space station?
I will send us
Atreus core skip? Yeah, sure. We'll hope. I'm reading back through old comments. Lost Odyssey. How long is Lost Odyssey?
I hate to ask this after all you've done, Karth, but the Jedi may need all the help they can get.
Don't worry, Admiral. The Ebon Hawk and her crew are going to see this through to the end.
And may the Force be with you.
Okay, we finally can play the game again. Go ahead and activate force speed and run out the front. Right when we exit, or right when it loads, we're going to do a force skip. So, shift force power button, which is 4 for me, shift 4, and then hit 4 again to use force valor. Ooh, 5 hours. Almost 6. That's no good. Alright, here we go. That skips the Jedi Knight cutscene. And that's the only skip that's not a save buffer here on the Hey, we made it to Starforge. Alright. Once you're at the top of that ramp, start save buffering to go down. Once you're down at the lower platform, you can start loading. Oh man. That Final Fantasy at least doesn't sound like a very fun speed game. Oh yeah, let me make this clear. After getting the save buffer correct, you end up opening the store and you can't get past the droids. So what do? You click the door in the back and tell yourself to go there. Pathfinding will help you for once in this entire game. You can try to kill one of them, but usually you're not going to kill one. So instead, hold the forward button, try to walk through them, and they'll back up out of your way. Then keep going, force jump to this guy, and then to this guy. And then there's another cutscene right here, about at the corner of this elbow. So save buffer around the corner and a little bit down the ramp. And that skips the weird cutscene where they finish off the Jedi. And then we go to the right. Also, over there is Malik right there, and then Darth Bandon right there. So there. Since we skipped one of the cutscenes earlier, they're still in the level. On floor 2, we're going to walk about a little ways down this, and then start save buffering, and then load once we get to that platform, because there's a cutscene about halfway down the ramp. Good, good. Then go to the left. That stops some people from spawning, as well as skipping a cutscene. They spawn farther up ahead. And we'll get to see Malik right here, but we don't need to talk to him. We take a left and go to this room. Ah, that's unfortunate. I got slowed. The way to keep yourself from getting slowed is to have either Night Valor or Night Energy Resistance active. Both of them give you resistance to poison. Energy Resistance stays around for longer, but Valor gives you a little bit better stats. So it's kind of a toss-up which one's better. Go to the computer terminal and then slice and deactivate. That's 1, 1, then 5. It's almost as if I'm back down underneath the sea. Under the sea on Manan. Alright, the reason we had to deactivate the turrets is because this door doesn't open until they are deactivated. Now, right when the next level loads, we start doing a save buffer. After a few saves, try to load, but I missed it, so I'm going to try to, close the game. And then load it, just so we don't have to watch it. Alright, that skips the conversation between Bastila and Malik. My force is depleted, so I'm just going to use a stem. Where are you? Alacrity. Oh, right when I use it, force is back. Alright, go down that hallway, take the left, then go up. And then you can't really deviate from the path. Once we get here, we're gonna open the door and activate stems. So, Achani, strength, stamina. We already have a alacrity on. And then we gotta fight these three guys. Aw, man. That's unfortunate. Got poisoned again. At least I don't have to move. Just keep fighting them and keep an eye on your health. Also, you'll get some guys spawning in from behind. Sometimes you'll get more Dark Jedi. So try to keep an eye out for which three you need to kill. You might accidentally start killing some extras. Alright, so for Bastila you can do an extra skip. So we'll try to do that. The idea is to skip through her dialogue really quickly after defeating her for the first time, coming up right here, and then to talk to her really quick. So what I'm going to do is both hit enter and click, but she killed me. That's fine though. Yeah, whatever. That's fine. We'll just do that again. That was me being dumb. You should probably heal before you fight Bastila. Even though she's not a very difficult fight, she can still do enough damage to kill you. Oh well. I don't know. I don't know about F-Zero. It's a really fun game, but I don't know if I really want to spend the time to get that acquainted with the systems. Good. Alright, let's go ahead and heal and save. That's a little bit better. Okay. Now we should be a little bit better suited for this fight. And instead of hitting enter and clicking on her, I'm actually going to use a different technique. Since R is my default action, that'll cycle between talking to her and using the regular generic attack. I will stand next to her, and once the dialogue starts, I will start hitting R to talk to her immediately after the dialogue ends, which just happened. You don't want to do that a second time because you'll skip the wrong dialogue or the wrong phase of the fight. So remember, you want to only try to skip the first to skip a phase of Bastila's fight after you defeat her the first time. So if you try to do it the second time, you'll probably end up soft-locking the game. But yeah, after you skip, or for any of her conversations there, just keep mashing the enter button, which just selects the first option. Now that's numpad enter, not return. Get to see Malik waste some time here. Oh, in this cutscene. It's pointless. And drawn out. Because you can just turn around and open the door. It's not like those droids are important. Alright, and here's the final battle. Go ahead and stem up for the fight. Use anything extra that you want, but make sure you kind of keep some stems for, or some force points for night speed. Is it not?
Well done, Revan. I would.
I was wondering about that too, actually. So, for Malik, just first phase, just attacking. There's no real technique. Just watch your health. Oh, he's going that way.
You continue to look around you, Revan.
Alright, so what we want to do now is fight him a little bit. Like do a little bit of damage. You want to get his health bar to around half, but not too much lower than half, because he'll just run off to the next captured Jedi and zap him. That wastes time.
You cannot.
But if we can do some damage to him immediately, that's a really good level of health. After you do that to him, you just run around and zap all the other guys. And then turn around and fight him. And let's just go ahead and stem again, because why not? Wow, that was really good. Really good Malik fight. And there you are. That is Knights of the Old Republic.
Cannot be beaten.
Tutorial in under 2.5 hours. Pretty good. If you have any additional questions, you can feel free to message me on Twitch. I'll try to get back to you pretty quickly. Hopefully I didn't forget anything important to the speedrun.
There you are. What happened?
Oh yeah, timing stops when Malik's health bar turns blue. So even if you can advance dialogue after that, it doesn't really matter. That's the end of the game.
Everyone